Yes, sorry, Martin.
So if I'm eating...
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Food stuffs where I'm getting the levels of vitamin D, and I only need to go out. Me, probably, if it was like somewhere like Cyprus or Greece, 30 minutes, that would be the most vitamin, because my body's or my skin would have adapted to getting vitamin D from low light. I don't need to be out there for long to get that much. So after that, I need to then protect, because it's just going to damage my cells. They're more sensitive. It's like, I think it's just
but it's just funny how the Nordic, the Scottish, the English are coming up with. There's no sun here to blame it on the sun. Is what I'm trying to say.
Do you know how many people go on holiday? Where do they go? They go Spain. Spain's Benidorm. You know, it's like England abroad. Yeah, Irish pubs, but I don't know the language. Expats, all that bullshit. I bet you the expats are the highest skin cancer, group, because they're that kind of.
See, we need Ollie to do a research on that.
I've done research on it, and they said that Florida in America is one of the highest cancer places in the world. You know, Florida. I was stunned.
That's for the elderly. Florida live the old.
Yeah, you know, I was just because obviously being told I've got it, you sort of look into some research, do some research, and I want to know a little bit more about it and what's going on. So that came up.
Because I bet there's no research of how many Celtic, what group of them is Celtic, Saxony people don't go abroad. They've lived in England all their life, right? In Scotland or whatever. How many of them go out for 12 hours in the sun in England and don't go on holiday and get do you know what I mean? You don't know that because you're like...
Well, there are studies. This is what I'm saying. It's
very specific.
There's a doctor. I mean, if you put on... if you type into YouTube sun cream benefits, try to be positive about it. It'll come or sun cream negatives. You know, put some positives and negatives, and you'll see a guy. There's a doctor, and he's talking about it. You know, and the way he put it over, I should have written down his name and all that, but he's talking. I'm like quickly, just UVA causes cancer, no Vit D. You know, and it is basically down to that. Vitamin D is so important. I didn't realize how important it is. I've gone to the doctor and I'm feeling like this. He's prescribed vitamin D at £9.80 a fucking pop. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, screw that. I'm buying it on eBay. You know, but
again, we could have the same sun. We could go out there for half an hour, same level of sun. It's nowhere near enough to satisfy you.
No,
I could go out there and go, this is. I've never felt so good. Right, I'm getting all these positive benefits from the vitamin D.
Yeah,
you might need 5 times the amount. Because you've got the protection in your skin.
My ex-father-in-law, he suffered from something called seasonal disorder, where because we don't get a lot.
He gets depressed in the winter.
Yeah, right.
I'll get that.
His doctor they said it was to do with the lack of vitamin D, so they gave him a lamp, not something that you get brown now. No. Sunburn,
they offered me that.
But it was a lamp that you put in front of you. You've got to sit in front of this to bring in to up your vitamin D, because he said that would bring up your.
Unless that lamp is like a radiator, a bit like the sun, like the UVA and UVBs and UV, like those kind of, unless it's emitting the same type of rays that the sun is emitting. I mean, you're not going to get it off a 60-watt light bulb.
No.
You know, it's got to be a specialised...
No, it's a proper specialised lamp bulb. He used to have to sit in front of to get his vitamin D.
Yeah, I ain't doing that.
To up his...
You know, when the sun's out there and it's free. But again, in this country, how often do we get it? And someone like myself and the black community, they need vitamin D too, a lot of it, because like Martin says, the cultures and the backgrounds that we come from. But the point that I'm trying to make here is sunblock blocks vitamin D as well, so you're not getting the full benefits. So I mean, listen, don't take my word for it,
but the UVAs would be more harmful than the amount of vitamin D I wouldn't get. And the way you're saying it's like, I'd argue skin cancer is more people don't know how to use sun cream. Like a lot of the time, they'll go out and they'll go, "Oh, put it on. That's great."
They don't understand the numbers.
It's like,
and then they go in the sea and wash it off, and then come back out and be like, I already put it on today. It's like, you fucking just washed it off, you twat. Like,
So you know the numbers, what it means. You understand
the time, how long you can have it off,
basically,
how long it's going to work for.
How long can you be in the sun without any protection till you burn? Let's say half an hour. So if you get a 2-factor, that gives you an hour. You get a 10-factor.
I've never heard of a 2-factor. I don't even see the point of a 2-factor.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is a 2-factor.
Well, I mean, because...
But if you get a 10-factor, that gives you 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get a 30... Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. So 10-factor does not give you 5 hours.
No, this is... No,
oh, okay.
Like if you was going to burn in... they say the average English person would burn in, say, 20 minutes. Yeah, in a 30-degree heat. Yeah, that's when your skin would start burning. So if you want to go for a 30-factor, it's going to give you a longer time. But like you said earlier, you don't just put it on once and that's it for the day. When you're in and out the pool, whatever you're doing, you've got to reapplying that cream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not something you just go once and done with.
Well, see, like I said, for me, I've never used it. I refuse to use it. I try to be smart about it when I go to Cyprus.
But it's similar. So it's like Spanish, hot countries, Cypriots, Greeks. It's baking hot sun. How many people are going, I'm going to go and sit out of this for 4 hours? They don't do that, do they? They go and seek the shade.
Holiday
they go and chill it out. Yeah. You got all the English going,
mad dogs.
Look at this, lovely. Boom.
Yeah.
They sit in it and they come back and the red
the lobster.
It's proper lobster. And I'm just like, mate, you're going to be in pain all night.
Yeah.
And you can feel it. It's like this. Boom, throbbing, big time.
Where you actually put your hand on them and leave a white mark when you take it away.
You can feel the heat coming off.
You're just walking past them, you're going, why is it so warm here?
You know them all because they've all got the T-shirts in the pool the next day because they've been there on their first day. They've all got burnt and now all the guys are walking around with a T-shirt on because they've lobstered mad dogs and Englishmen.
I love it. I mean, what was it? Sunday, the heat started coming. I took my top off and started mowing the lawn, mate. I was out there for a couple of hours.
I know, I heard you.
Yeah. Fucking noisy bastard.
I knew you was out there doing it.
I had to do it. You saw the height of that grass.
Yeah, but I knew you was out there because the sun was out.
It was beautiful. And I just wanted to do more stuff out there, but I was like, I've done enough, But it's been, working in the sun, being in the sun, you will get there. It's not the sun that causes this. Is what I'm saying. It's a lack of sun. It's the opposite. These things are products that are made to sell. You got to remember that. Everything, medication is being made to sell to people. It's the biggest money-making scam ever. Statins, they give you all these side effects. Like diabetes. It could give you a side effect of diabetes, for fuck's sake. Statins, to bring down your cholesterol. You know what? Bring down your cholesterol with diet. Stop eating shit, and trust me, your cholesterol will start dropping. And you can actually reverse diabetes by eating the right things. Simple. It's all about diet and how you live. But being in the sun, we need, as humans, regardless of how long you need it. And putting SPF to block it, putting on sunblock to block the sun, it's not good for you. Rather just spend 10 minutes in the sun, at least you got a 10-minute dose.
Yeah, but so I could go in, I will go, like if I know it's 10 minutes, I'm going out, that's fine. I'll put it on, but if we're at the beach, it's suicide, mate, for me to go out there and I'm going to be there for 2 hours and I've not put anything on. That's crazy.
No, you got to do. See, for you, it would have to be somewhere that you've been and climatized. This is the thing about climatizing. You climatize over a month. Yeah. Apparently it takes about 6 weeks to climatize to a country, right? You will climatize. But where's the last time you went to a hot country and lived there for 6 weeks?
Well,
you haven't.
You wouldn't.
Yeah.
But again, I would do what the locals do. Go, right, I'm going to try and stick. I do it anyway here. I'm like, right, I'm going to stick to the shade. I'm not going to stand. It's fucking lovely, isn't it? It's so hot there. Get out in the sun. Look at this. I hate it. I'm like, mate, it's not that nice. And you don't hear me bitching. I'm not bitching about how cold it is.
Cloudy, that's the one. When it's really cloudy, it's really hot and it's cloudy, and everyone has false illusion, and then they're not going to get sunburned because the clouds are over.
I do it all the time. Like you're going out golf and it's cloudy.
Yeah.
There's no sun. You're like, oh, this is all right. And then I come back and I'm like, I can feel the heat. I can feel the pulse. I'm like, I've been burnt.
Because UVA goes through cloud. So even though you haven't got that belting sun looking at, you know what I mean, thinking, I'm going to get burnt, the clouds, that UVA, them rays are invisible. They come through that cloud and still cook you. You know?
No, it's the same. You know, you go skiing and it's cold, freezing cold. Yeah. And you're like, I didn't bring any sun cream on because it wasn't sunny. It was snowing.
Get a burnt nose.
Whole face is burnt. You take your goggles off, you've got panda eyes.
Yeah,
and it's because I've been snowboarding at the top of the mountain. Yeah. And all I'm getting is the rays. I'm getting no heat. I'm just getting pure rays.
Yeah.
You know, you can actually get vitamin D in the shade in these hot places, in these hot countries. You know, so you don't need that. I mean, as long as you sit in the shade, you're avoiding certain rays, but you're still getting some. It's weird. I mean, it's a ray, for fuck's sake. It's a light or a part of the light spectrum. So it's going to penetrate through things, even though you're in the shade. You know, imagine sitting under a tree. It's not a solid shade, is it? It's like leaves, and there's going to be breaks in the leaf. You'll get that vitamin D. Not necessarily a tan, but then you start building up that resistance, even within the shade. Firstly, to the heat. Because the heat is the killer, man. You know, and you have to go into the sea to cool off. So nice.
I don't mind the heat if I'm doing something. If I know, so like if I'm doing
Vote.
No, like if I'm doing something physical, it's like, oh, it's so hot, I don't want to go and exercise or whatever. I'm like, this is the perfect. I'm already sweating anyway. What's me sweating a little bit more? Like,
someone's in the sun.
No, not since the old little jibe from Rob about sun cream.
Oh, it was Rob.
The moonlight burn.
I'm just glad I'm not in the kitchen at the moment, because it would be torture in that kitchen.
Because the thing is, like you're saying, once you're burnt, when you got that sunburn, and then so you do it on the first day, the worst thing to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
And and then it's like every time you go near the sun, it's like 10 times as. It's like, oh, my skin's on
even
fire.
Even a shower hurts.
It's like, oh, I don't want to go anywhere near it. I'm like, you're an idiot, mate. You've only got yourself to blame. Like.
I mean, I get like that, and I'm like, you're an idiot. You know what I mean? You know, you go like, yeah, go on, son, do your worst, and it does. It fucking crisps me up all the time, you know? So every battle that I have with the sun, I always lose. And I'm there like that in the bed in the middle of, at night with wet tea towels on me, you know, because I can feel the heat emitting from my skin. I've been radiated. So, but what I should be doing is like, look, George, do just the morning. Don't do the whole day. Do the morning, go back out around 4, for a couple of days. Yeah, for a couple of days, 2 to 3 days max. And then you're good to go. You're good to go. I mean,
I agree with that, but I don't know if you're ever fully. Depends on the person whether you're fully good to go. Like, I don't feel like I could ever fully.
No,
even if I lived there, I'd have a certain amount. Like, look, I could be out there for 10 minutes. I build it up for 2 hours. I couldn't be like working in the field for 6 hours. Do you know what I mean? Ever. Like, I don't think I'd ever adapt to that level.
See, I mean, when I used to go to Cyprus, I'd go and live in the village, not tourist areas, a village. Farms and cattle, sheep, goats, and shit. And I got friendly with the local, like, main family that had like a farm, and they had goats, and their son in the morning would swing by about 6 o'clock in the morning, and we'll go and walk the goats, and then again in the afternoon. But you're walking in those fields all day, like walking them up and down the village, wherever the fuck you're walking them, and you're there like good 4 or 5 hours doing this shit. Loved it. And
I used to love that, listening to the bells.
The bells. Got little what they're like a man bag carrying like bread in there, some halloumi. You want some nuts, you pick it off the tree. The watermelons in the field.
Fruit off the tree.
Yeah.
Oh, incredible.
Figs, fresh figs off the man. And like, this is a lovely little life. Just simpleton, man. Just walk the fucking goats, eat your shit, go home, walk, get some sleep, walk them again. Tend to the farm, Because, like, oh man, we're coming to the end. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back.